Hello guys, welcome to Monkey Research Masterclass for data analysis for exchange products. And this is Özgür here. I'm a RSC data management team leader for Isaac in Europe office, and I'm born and raised in Turkey. About my music I like alternative pop rock music a lot, and because of that I indicated my Instagram username right below here. So if you also like it, you can suggest me some songs that you liked so much, and I also can suggest mine as well. So let's talk about what we are going to discuss today. We have some contents like importance of data, how to analyze data and get information, how to visualize data. So as you can understand, we will be talking about data so much in this session. So first of all, what is the importance of a data? So I wanted to just give the definition of data just quick. So data is facts and statistics, and people do more than 30,000 experiences via Isaac exchange programs every year. So I just gave you two sentences right here. Data is facts, right? So if you just consider that, assume that all companies, all organizations, etc., there are always some operations, right? Physical or like maybe social stuff, etc., but there's always operation. And in those operations, there are some things that are like information data, like your personal name, personal surname, like other things, etc. There are always some given information, and these are all facts. And when the informations one by one, they just being a whole table or whole box or book, it's becoming a statistics. So the statistic will be what are we going to use and what are we going to make a data analysis with. That's the thing. So if you check the second sentence, we see that there are more than 30,000 experiences via Isaac every year, right? So this is a statistics as well. So the thing is, I only know that there are more than 30,000 experiences via Isaac every year. Okay, that's the only information I have right now. But do I know that? What are the inside of them? Every experience, like the EPs, the customers, did they like it? The experience, did they like it really? Or what were the most topics that the EPs go on, like SDGs I mean, or projects or countries, or where were the EPs mostly come from, or other things. Like there are many questions that we can ask here. And the thing is, since Isaac is growing every year, the Isaac's operation is getting bigger, and also the members, the organization, the operations, etc., everything is being growth. So how Isaac can sustain its operation and organization and perform correct strategies and go further? This is the main idea here, because as I told you, the operation and the organization is getting bigger every year, right? So we have more experiences. For example, if we are doing more than 30,000 experiences right now for this year, maybe 10 years later we will have maybe more than 100,000. So if we want to grow in a correct strategies way, we should make some data analysis. We can understand what are our lackness, what are the best things that we do, and we can focus on them, right? And this is all with data analysis. That's the key word here. So if you go further, how to analyze data and get information. First of all, I want to just tell you that there are two things here: data and information. And these are not the same thing indeed, because data is what you get directly from the operation. For example, let's assume the DAL file. If you don't know what is DAL file is the file that AI publishes on Expa on the website of Isaac, and it consists of the information of the EPs, the all customers, about like the approved ones, by the way, approved EPs informations. For example, I'm EP, okay, and I did my experience. For example, I got approved for my experience in Egypt, for example, for this product for this date, this is my project title, this is my name, this is my email, this is my phone number, this is my LC, this is my MC. Like, there are many information like this here. So this is whole data we have, DAL file, like we have all data. So what is the information here? The information is what can you use from that data. Let's assume that you are going to make a data analysis for MC to MC approved amounts. Like, for example, you want to do a IR analysis, right? So you assume that, so I need the data so I can use it to understand or get the information of like which MC made how many approved with those MCs, other MCs, like accept amounts, realized, completed, maybe the conversion rates, etc. So you just make a general analysis on that. But the thing is, in that data, for example, DAL file, which columns, which data are going to use, which are them useful for you or not, right? So information here is taking those data, doing some operational things, organization of the data, taking what you need, manipulating it, and seeing the pure information there, and adding maybe some charts, and then doing your strategies or finishing your analysis, maybe, as I told you, MC to MC stuffs. So if you realize that I just told you the every steps here, so what did I do? First of all, I opened my DAL file that I'm going to use in my project. I just look at the columns, what information, what data, I can take from there, right? So I saw that there are columns like EP's ID, EP's personal name, email, phone number, their MC, LC, SDG target of the project title, etc. There are many data there. So I get to know with my data. And I said, which ones are necessary or unnecessary for me? And for example, if I'm going to make this analysis for the current MC term, I need a time period, right? I cannot take the data of like 3 years ago or maybe like tomorrow's likely, right? So I have to make a time period selection, or I should do some filter, right? So these operations all are manipulating the data. This is all. And after these two steps, indeed you have your result. And the last thing is gathering information from there and adding some charts, some graphics maybe. So the user that will be using your project will understand everything easily. Then that user or you, whoever, will create strategies for his or her LC or MC or company, organization, etc. So this is the whole idea here. So before creating the strategies, you have to perform these steps first. Otherwise, you have some problems in further stages. That's the thing. And now I talked maybe a lot or short, I don't know, but we'll be doing some practice with you. So we'll be understanding each step in better way with practice. Welcome to practice part. So I created the fake data here, as you can see, and we'll be using this data in the practice part. So let's start with the first step, get to know with your data. So assume that you went to a university or a city, alright, and you created a form and collected some data from the people. This data is based on personal information, there's some questions about the college, and also some questions about the Isaac brand, and also a general option for them. So let's think that you are considering opening a GT or GV project, an opportunity in that place, but you are really confused about which project should I open first in order to stay sustained and make some profit, then go further. But you are confused, as I said, because you don't know the distribution of the people, about the ages, about the departments, about the grades, and you don't know if the people knows Isaac or not, so you can do some marketing operations, and you don't know the people's preferences, like do they want internship or social responsibility project, or are they like interested going abroad first of all. Like there are many questions here. So you made this form to people and collect some responses. So here there are 30 rows, 30 data. These are all fake data, as I told you, but this data can be like hundreds of people or thousands of people or 10,000, like 100,000 people. It can be changed, but the whole idea will be stay same. So we see that in here personal data and other things are stays here. And if I want to make a data analysis based on should I open a project here and which project, like which opportunity, which product should I open first, etc. If I really going to make a data analysis on this, first of all, I don't need personal information like name, surname, phone number, mail address, because I'm not doing a data analysis based on a specific person or specific like gender or etc. I'm doing this data analysis based on general things. So I'm going to just delete these columns first. So this will be my step 2, organizing the data. I'm going to hide them for now. And what I left here are some old things like ages, departments, grades. This can be used as information. And have you ever heard ITech before? If yes, have you ever been in exchange? If yes, which products, etc. There are some stuffs here, so I can use them indeed. There is nothing to change here as far as I see. So in your data, it can be more complex. For example, there can be some, I don't know, like Adam here or like Susie, like I couldn't write it. So there can be some random data here, maybe misfilled. You know, you have to change them. If you don't know the answer, you just leave them empty. Or maybe someone wrote here, maybe like blah blah here, that is not even understandable. Or there are some values that missing. So there could be some stuff like this in your data. So you have to manipulate the data, which is organizing and editing the data. Then you can go further. Without doing this step as well, you cannot go further about gathering information and adding charts to your table. So this was all for now. Since our data is perfect, thanks to me, and we will not be doing anything about data manipulation more. We just hit some columns, unnecessary columns, and we can just go further. In further stages, we will be discussing about 2 things: pivot tables and charts. So let's start with pivot tables. Pivot tables are basically summarizing your data in which sections you want. Because when you think about that, your data is kind of big, for example, and you want to do a small summarizing analysis based on some columns. For example, first of all, you want to understand distribution of departments in grades. Like you want to see that what are the departments that have the most amount of students and the most amount of grade. So you don't know that, right? And if you want to do that, you will create some charts or write some formulas, etc. But you have pivot table, which summarize your data. So first of all, I'm just gonna press Ctrl and A, and I'm just gonna go to Insert and Pivot Table. And here it shows my data. But this is wrong. Mine starts from D1 and goes to L column, right? L1000. This will not be like this in yours. In mine, like suddenly it happened like this. So I'm gonna create a new sheet, and here I have my columns, as you can see, and I have some rows, columns, values, and filters. So as I told you, I'm gonna look for distribution of departments in grades. So grades in departments, maybe I know, maybe reversed. So here I'm gonna take department and a grade to here. One will be in column, one will be in rows. So let's assume that I want the departments to be in columns, as you wish. So I'm taking the columns, I'm taking the departments to columns. I see my departments here. There are 4 unique departments from the survey answers. And also I'm taking my grades to rows. Now I see my rows here. In here, I can do some analysis, but it's all empty, right? So I'm gonna count the people in the sections. For example, engineering first grade, IT first grade, or IT fourth grade, graduated, etc. So I have to count. So I'm just going to take the same column for just purpose and take it to values. In values, it takes according to your data format. For example, mine is count A. Why? Because it automatically understands that you want to count the summarize it. In this row 3, it became a bug, I guess, because normally it doesn't do like this. Maybe I left data empty and it understood it as another specific category, so maybe it's because of it. But for now, please focus on this part only. So it counted all the elements. As you can see, there are many here. All the elements we have in the form. So in here, when I see that there are some distributions. In grand total, I see that graduated people are the most, and also 4th grade. And also, IT people are the most, with 14 people out of 30, which is a big number, we can say. When we look at the engineering, it's 5, okay. Marketing is 8, also good. And sales is just 3. So we can make a small analysis here that maybe you should open a sales opportunity. If you are going to focus on GT, who knows? But for now, with this small analysis, maybe you can do some outputs like this. And also, if you like to, you can make this chart with using this pivot table output. Basically, you will just select your data here and just go here and create chart. And here it's automatically create a chart for me. But sorry for that, I didn't take the top, so it didn't just take the titles. I'm gonna remove this guy and take this only. Now I can see that it shows me the titles, I mean departments. So in here I see that this output, the same output in chart way, which is visualized way, because not everyone can understand the outputs of your analysis very well like you. So you have to create some charts, some graphs, or like pie charts, etc. so people can understand the analysis in easy way. So now it's more understandable, I guess. Like as we talked, graduated amount is like more 12 in out of like other grades, etc. in departments, sorry. And other things like in 4th grade we have many marketing also, and some IT people, 2 people, etc. It's the same here, as you can understand. It's the whole same here, and you can make this analysis by using this chart as well. And also you can name the chart. If you go right click to this guy, you will see some sections here like chart and axis titles. Maybe you can edit the chart title. You can come here and say maybe the distribution of departments based on grades, for example. And here you have your title. You can maybe make it on center, or you can just make it bold. You can change the font, but be careful about the fonts and like be doing something bold or making the graph small or big, etc. Because if you make some stuff so messed up and so complex, people will not understand it. Even you will not understand it. For example, if I do the font so weird something, I don't have a weird something for now, but you know, there are some fonts that look so weird. So if you do like that, it will be a little complex for the people. And also you can resize some stuffs here, like the axes, their font, also the vertical values. You can change them. Like minimum value can start from 5 if you want, or 0, which is a normal value, or it can go up to maybe 20 or 30. It's based on what you want. And this is all the editing, customizing your chart. I will not be teaching all the parts here one by one, because I want you to go there and look by yourself one by one with trying. That's how you're gonna learn it in best way, I assume. So we just skipped the pivot table part. About the answers again, let's assume that you're gonna do a distribution, the same distribution, but for ages. You want to understand the ages, maybe average age of the responses, etc. So the thing is, if you are going to make a distribution for a numerical value, which is like age, you absolutely should use histogram. What's histogram? It's a way of distributing, showing the distribution of a numerical value in the data. So If I select the whole data in ages here and I go for insert chart, it shows me a pie chart here, which looks so weird and not understandable. As I told you, we need a histogram. I go below and I see that there is other section and there is histogram chart. I click it and here is more easy to understand now. I see the distribution of the values I have, but it's still not clear. For example, it starts from the 15, the minimum value, goes to 30, but my minimum value is not 15 at all, and I don't want them to start in middle. Maybe go like stay together in the middle. Maybe it can start from the lowest value, minimum value, right? So I can just edit it. I can click here and edit chart, and maybe I can say that let's make the horizontal axis start from 18 and go up to 28, maybe if your survey is up to 28 years old. I don't know. So now this looks like better, right, about analyzing. And there is each bar here that shows your interval of the two values here, 22 to 24. You have the highest amount, which is 9, which is a good amount, we can assume. And also there are many features more, but as I told you, you should analyze it and learn it by yourself. And here was histogram. What was it? The distribution of a numerical value in a data. And also, we analyze this part, so I'm gonna skip it. Have you ever heard Isaac before? We have no and yes. We have two category, right? No or yes. It's a numerical value. So about categorical values distribution, I suggest you to use pie chart, which is one of the good ones, I can say. For example, I can just select it and go for pie chart. Now it showed me histogram because I'll just use it. Let's go for maybe 3D chart. It looks good. And now I see that 70% of the people didn't hear Isaac before. So maybe I can do some marketing operation in this university if it is. So it can just maybe improve my sign-ups, right? It can increase my sign-ups so I can do better operation if I'm going to open a project here, maybe. So other things are, if yes, have you ever been in an exchange? You can do the same here, but I will not do it because it's the same operation as it was. And also here, maybe we can do here, insert a chart and there is histogram. Let's go for pie chart. And here I see that the people who went for exchange before, they went to mostly GTA. There's no GTA because I didn't write the responses for teacher, just for departments only. And when we look at the distribution of the department for the pie chart, let's see that it's mostly consists of IT. Let's make it stay here as well. Maybe you can use it further in the last stages. Let's make it small here. And here I want you to tell you that I suggest you to indicate the numbers here. For example, when you take your mouse and go here, it shows number, but I really suggest you to make it by your own. Just go here, go to customize and go to legend, I assume. I forgot where was it. Yeah, here. So I go to pie chart, slice label and value. Now I can see the value in better way. Let's do the same. Let's do the same also, value and value. Look, 14 of people are from IT and the rest are like this, as we saw from the pivot table, but in graphic way, which looks great, I guess. So later then, we have some more, like rate how was your experience between 1 to 10, if you have ever been in exchange with this product. We can do distribution based on GV or GTA or general things. So maybe if you are ever done something before, you can improve it by looking into results. For example, you see that a guy from GTA, he gave a 2 point. Maybe if the amount of these 2, 3 points, 1 point, etc., the lowest points are so much in your data, you can make a specific analysis on them and specific strategies on them. So you can fix that lagness in your operation. Alright, so are you interested in going abroad via projects? Let's make a pie chart here as well. And let's make the label stuff with value. So 10 people says no, but 20 says yes, which is a great amount. It's 66.7%. And also another chart here. And the last question is, if yes, would you like to do an internship or social responsibility project, which is GB? Let's go for another pie chart here. We use so much pie chart here, I know, because my fake response was just consisting of yes, no, like mostly. That's why I can say sorry for that. But your data can be different, so you can use different charts. Maybe your data focuses on finance, there is like some money flow, etc. So you use line chart because you want to see the changes of a continuous value, which is your money, in a different timeline or other things. So it changes your chart. It gave error here, a bug indeed. Let's create another one. Okay, let's customize it and slice the blue value. Okay, let's close it and let's put here. If you're aware that I just put the charts randomly for their places, but I'm gonna give you another trick about that you shouldn't do that. So in the whole idea, when we finish our all charts, we see that our edge distribution is mostly 23, 24, etc. And most of the people didn't hear Isaac before, which is a bad thing, so we can improve our marketing operation here. And about the people who went to exchange via Isaac before, they went to GTA mostly. And also, the most amount of students are coming from IT. And also, most of the people, the students, wants to go abroad. And most of them wants to go abroad via internship project rather than social responsibility project. So, if we sum up everything we have done so far, we clearly see that in this survey's responses, we clearly understand that we should open maybe a GTA project in this area based on IT, because the most students are coming from IT. Maybe your second option can be marketing or engineering, but not sales in the first action, because the demand is not much high, so you may not do some profit for the operation you expected in the beginning. And also, interest going on abroad is really nice, great. So you can maybe even create a GV as well in further stages after GTA. So you can also convince people to go to abroad, because you see that there are people, there are like 6 people, like 30% people wants to go to project to GV. So after you make a good point, good start on internship, you can continue with the GV projects, right? Because there are demand. So you can also always use that demand with yours. So that was all about my data analysis session for exchange products. And there's nothing to do here about the operational side, like data side. The only suggestion I will give it to you is, when you finish everything here, you get to know your data. You manipulate your data, fix some issues, etc. You created your information pivot table, charts, etc. And you're going to take strategies. The thing is, don't ever put your graphics in random places like this, or don't create so many graphics that makes you confused. Just create the graphics that related to your own idea, the own opinion that you declare and want to create strategies on. That's important thing. And the places of the graphs should be in a correct way. For example, if these two are not related, just don't put it in the same row or same column, or like whatever you want to do. But indeed, here is important that you shouldn't just have a mixed dashboard. We can maybe assume it. You should have an organized way. For the examples of these dashboards, you can just type on Google example dashboards or example organized dashboards for better easy to understand, and you can see more like mini sections there. Because another problem in data analysis is people are doing everything, but they forget the organization the data. For example, in here I shouldn't put the data and the charts at the same page, maybe I can have another page here. It can be a dashboard, and I can maybe take data from here and show my charts here, right? I can put some numbers here. For example, I can say that total people from IT maybe, and I can just put some numerical value here, then charts about IT or other things. Like, I assume that you understood very well right now from the part. So basically, you should organize everything you have, and you shouldn't leave non-necessary things here. Otherwise, the people who uses this part, who uses this data analysis part, and also you will get confused, because you need a basic solution, basic output, so you can just like use it in your strategies and take the correct strategy for your own operation. So I hope everything was clear, guys, and thank you for listening to me until now, and I hope nothing was making you bored. And there are many things that we can discuss about the charts or data manipulation, etc. But for now, learning these basics will be enough for most of the things, and the rest will be up to your curious. So if you are curious and if you want to make advanced data analysis for advanced maybe organization style or companies or operation in exchange products with maybe DAL file, applications file with the huge data, then you should go further. How? By practicing. That's the most important thing in data analysis. Practice more and more every day, so you can see every scenarios, so you can find your correct strategies in faster and in easier way. That was all from me. Bye bye.